So let's talk about how you can get started with Zapier. So Zapier is basically an integrator, or you can think of it as a connector between two different tools or software platforms. So for example, if you have someone book a call with you and then you want to send them an email, you could create that kind of connection inside of Zapier. You could also create a connection. For example, if someone becomes a client and pays an invoice, you probably want to share a Google Drive with them. So that's another kind of connection that you could create with Zapier. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of examples and how I use Zapier in my business. But again, this is mainly or primarily a no code platform, so anyone can really use it. Just think of it as a connection between two different tools, right? And also, there are two parts to Zapier. The first part is the trigger, and the second part is the action. So you want to create something that triggers when a certain like so you want to create something, or you want to run an action when a certain trigger happens. So if someone books a call with you, you want a certain action to happen. If someone pays an invoice, you want a certain action to happen. So it's almost like an if this, then that kind of clause. So each connection or each integration in Zapier is known as a Zap. So let's go ahead and look at the different kind of Zaps that you can create. Again, the best way to test this out would be to go ahead and test out the platform yourself. You can get started for free. You don't need a paid account to use Zaps. Again, the free account has some limitations, but most businesses can use just the free account and be okay with it. So I'm going to click here on make a Zap. Again, like I said, each Zap is a connection between two different platforms, and you have several different platforms to choose from. There's like you can go through and see that there are over 2,000 platforms that you can choose from. So for the purpose of this example, the kind of Zap that I'm going to create is if someone books a call with me in Acuity scheduling platform, which is the call scheduler I use for my business, then I want to send them an email using Gmail. So here I'm going to use Acuity. So if someone books a call in this platform, that is going to be my trigger. So you can see here, trigger Acuity scheduling. So the trigger event is basically if a new appointment is booked. So that's what I'm going to choose. And then I'm going to hit continue. And then here you'll have to choose your account. Now my account is already connected to my Zapier account. If your account is not connected, it will ask you to go ahead and connect your account. So all you'll have to do is log into Acuity through Zapier. They'll show you the steps. It's a very easy process, and you can go ahead, log in and connect your account. And then I'm just going to hit continue here. And then it'll ask me which calendar I want to connect this trigger with. So I just have one calendar, and I have multiple appointment types. So I can choose which appointment type triggers this particular Zap. So this is the appointment type. If someone books a call with me using this appointment type, only then will this Zap be triggered. So I'm going to hit continue, and it says test your integration. So let's test it. It will create like a test account. That's what it's done here. So it's created a test account using my email itself. So that's what I'm going to use. Hit continue. And now you have to choose the action. You already set up the trigger, and the second part is where you choose the action. So for my action, I want Gmail. So I'm just going to click on Gmail, and I want to send an email. So that's what I'm going to choose in terms of action. And then again, you have to connect your Gmail account. My account is already connected here. And then the next step is uh, you have to actually write out the email. So set up action. To whom do you want to send this email to? So this information will be available from Acuity because someone booked a call with me on my call scheduler platform, and I want to send the email on that email address. So I will be selecting this email address. And so I want to choose my email. Now, I have multiple emails in my Gmail account, so I can choose which email I want to send the email from. And then from name, this will be my name because I am sending the email. And you can put the subject line, whatever it is, right? So something like your call is confirmed. And then you can type out the body. So, hey, and I can use the first name from here. So, hey, Shweta, thank you for booking the call. And then you can use your Zoom link here or Google Hangouts link, whatever it is that you use for the call. You could just share the link here. So zoom.com, see you there. Okay. So that's it. Type out the email. You could use a signature if you have. I don't have a signature. You could also create a custom signature, but I'm just going to leave it blank. Um, you can choose to have a label here. I don't want to do that. And then if you want to add any attachments in terms of data, so it says can be an actual file or a public URL, right? So these are the different things you can do and just like hit continue. And you can also test it to make sure that the connection is secure. So it says the test was successful. So that's it. My Zap has been created. So for my trigger, which means anyone who books a call on my Acuity call scheduler under the Let's Connect appointment type, they will receive this email automatically. I don't need to do anything after this, right? I just have to turn on this app. Every time someone books a call, they will get this email. So this is one of the examples of how Zapier works. I will show you one more example, which is really fun, which I like using a lot, and I teach a lot about it in my programs. So let's create a Zap. Let's say, let's use this for client onboarding. So let's say someone, you're onboarding a new client and you use Dapsado for your invoicing and payments and all of those things, right? So let's say someone has gone ahead and paid your invoice in Dapsado. Now you want to create a Google folder for them, and you also want to create a Trello board for them, for example. So that's something that you can do. And again, this completely automates your client onboarding because as soon as someone pays the invoice, you have created the Google Drive and you have created the Trello board automatically. All you have to do is go ahead and share that board and that Google Drive folder with them. So let's create a trigger with Dapsado. So I'm going to choose a Dapsado for the trigger, and I'm going to choose the event as new payment receipt. So when someone pays, and then I'm going to choose my account here and hit continue. I'm going to skip the test for now. Under action, I will choose Google Drive, and my event will be create a folder. Of course, you'll have to go ahead and choose your account. If your account is not connected, all you have to do is log into Google or log into Gmail and connect your account. So it's going to ask me which Google Drive. I just have one. And then it's going to ask me which folder. I'll use the 2021 folder. And it's going to ask me what name do you want to give the folder. So I generally give the name of my client. So I'll just name it client first name. Or you can also name it the client email address, depending on how you work, right? So that's it. Every time someone pays the invoice or new payment is received, a new Google Drive folder will be created in my Google Drive. But just make sure you're using this only for one-time payments because, if you have in Dapsado, if you have something set up for recurring payments, this might create multiple Google Drive folders. So just a note about that. And then since I'm on a paid account in Zapier, I can actually add another step here. If you're using a free account, you can add only two steps. So one trigger and one action. But since I'm using a paid account, I can use one trigger leading to one or more actions. So every time someone pays or makes a payment in Dapsado, a Google Drive folder will be created. And I also want to create a Trello board. So I'm going to choose Trello. So this is the third thing that you can see. So first is the trigger, which is Dapsado. Second is the action, which is a folder in Google Drive. If you're on the free account, you can only do these two things. But since I'm on the paid account, I can do a third thing as well and multiple things, right? You can see this plus here. So in Trello, I want to create a new board when someone makes a payment in Dapsado. And then, of course, you have to again connect your account, and then you can choose which kind of folder. So I'm just going to choose one, and you can choose the name of your board. So I'm going to choose the name to be the client's name from here. And then you can add a description if you want. You could add your client's email address in the description. You could choose a permission level. And then you could also add a team member to join this board. And I'll just say true because I will add my client to this board. So that's it. 3 steps here. It's showing me empty field because I haven't really tested it. So, but this is how you'll basically, link different tools together. Here I've linked Dapsado with Google Drive with Trello. So 3 different tools, 3 different software platforms, but they're all linked now and everything happens automatically. And that is the power of Zapier. Again, the best way to learn more about the platform is to sign up for a free account and go ahead and test it. If you're someone like me, you can have some fun, by trying out and testing out different automations. I hope this helps. If you have any questions with regards to Zapier, feel free to post them in the comments below and I'd love to answer them. Thanks again. And if you're interested in more such tutorial videos, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell notification. That's it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.